Good evening, everyone. Let's start our meeting, our first meeting of 2025. Can I get a roll call?
Ms.
Yes,
Hernandez?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I missed the Pledge of Allegiance completely. I'm sorry. I'm starting off 2025 really well. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now can we get a roll call?
Ms. Hernandez?
Present?
Mr. O'Regan?
Present.
Ms. Enriquez? Ms. Cabral?
Present.
Ms. Valderas?
Present.
Dr. Neville?
Present.
Ms. Covas Caraballo?
Present.
And Ms. Alfaro?
Present.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
Thank you very much. Can I get a motion for the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on December 5th, 2024, and the special meeting on December 18th, 2025?
Motion.
Second.
We'll move on to public comment. Do we have any public comments here for the evening? Please say your name.
Hi, my name's Catherine Anderson. I live at 15 Powderhouse Terrace in Somerville, Massachusetts. I'm a special education liaison at the Brown Middle School, and I'm also the president of the Chelsea Teachers Union. I'm just here tonight to speak briefly about a couple of agenda items that are up for consideration and action on adjusting the budget. The first is for adjusting the budget from $140,307,000 to $140,624,000, with that earmarked for other educational programs. And the second is for the movement of $440,000 based on salary savings at Berkowitz and CAMS to Kelly and other areas across the district. I'm just here because while we had a really responsible budget cycle last year where we added 8 positions, cut 8 positions, kept it budget neutral, since the end of the public budget cycle, we've added 3 positions or changed 3 positions across the district, all at the central office level. An officer for student success planning and special projects, chief of staff and equity, and now a coordinator for extended learning. During the budget cycle last year, we made a commitment to replacing the student-facing positions first if we were to see any more money from the budget. We've also already seen schools be told that we need to tighten up our budgets for next year because we are anticipating slightly less money due to slightly less student enrollment, and anticipating that we won't be able to prepay transportation and special education funding. By moving the money around that we already have now and moving it to areas that aren't those priorities, I'm just concerned that we're not living up to the spirit of our public budget process, where we're prioritizing what community members come and say during the comment cycle, and that the changes that we're making throughout the school year don't match what our democratic process was supposed to commit to. So I don't expect to see anything necessarily change tonight, but I just hope that we keep that in mind as we see the budget cycle coming forward over the next few months and throughout the next school year to make sure that we're living up to what people are coming and saying during the budget comment cycle. Thank you.
Good evening. Happy New Year. My name is Vanessa Mendoza Mercado, 318 Chestnut Street, Chelsea, Massachusetts. I'm here to echo some of the comments made by Catherine and add on that if we as a school committee are going to examine budgets yearly and think about the funds that we are saving due to vacancies, how are we considering how these funds are being reallocated? Are they supporting the students in the schools that are missing these staff members? Are these appropriate changes? Are they equal? These are hard conversations to have, but they are conversations school committee should have as we're making these motions. I also want to add that some of the proposed budget that Catherine had mentioned, $22,000 will be going to the Kelly School for teachers and paraprofessionals, but the additional funds that total close to, I believe, $700,000 are going to other areas, including instructional supports, equity and wellness, for student success and planning. Those funds are meant to support students in schools directly with staff facing in front of them, and I don't necessarily understand how those shifts are going to support our students. So I'd like school committee to ask those questions tonight. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Seeing no more public comments, I will move on to presentations to Dr. Almeida.
Okay. Well, first, Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a restful break. So I am excited about this new school year, or 25. And I am excited to just get started on a very positive note because we have many amazing educators and teachers in our schools. And so I'd like to do our Name, Strength, and Story Award. I started giving out the Names, Strength, and Story Awards as a way to honor our teachers who, and many of our teachers and all of our teachers and educators go above and beyond. And we really want to ensure that we're acknowledging the hard work of our staff. And so the first award tonight for our Name, Strength, and Story Award goes to Elizabeth Markham. Elizabeth, your commitment to inspiring and building relationships with your students and your contributions leave a lasting impact. Elizabeth is a teacher at the Hooks, and every year I look forward to all the invites that Elizabeth sends all of us at the cabinet level and school committee level to visit her classroom, whether it's making gingerbread houses, and it's a fine mess and fun, and the kids love it. Or this year, there was a focus on literacy, and it was different versions of Cinderella with a Cinderella ball that we all got to attend. And many of the teachers and staff dressed up like they were going to a real ball, and the kids had their student work posted in the gym for their parents to see. There was pictures, there was dancing, ballroom dancing, and it felt like a ball. And Elizabeth, you make learning so much fun, and I always enjoy getting to read to your classroom and coming and visiting. And I just wanted to say thank you for your investment. And I think it's 18 years, the last one I asked you, of teaching in Chelsea Public Schools. So thank you. And so this goes to you. Okay. And so our next awardee goes to, and I'm looking for the email that I have, Anita Caseta. So, and I'm going to read the email that I received. As a Hooks parent, I am always impressed with Anita's dedication to the families at each and every event the Hooks hosts. She knows the families so well and greets them with so much enthusiasm. She has never had my son Rudy in class, but knows him and our family as if she's taught him for years. At family events, she is usually the first one dancing and motivating the students and parents to take an active role as a Hooks community. She is charismatic and brings the right energy to engage our families. And so, Anita, this came to me through a parent and through staff, and we just want to say thank you for all that you do for our students. It is noticed that you're at every event welcoming families and making them feel welcome, and we just want to say thank you for loving our students and knowing them by name, strength, and story. And our next award is Erin Murray from Chelsea High School. And so Erin, I've gotten to know Erin this year. I remember, Malik, thank you. Erin is our Interact Club advisory, and our Interact Club does a lot of community service. And then I kept running into Erin everywhere I went, whether it was on the weekends with the kids, because she's always with the kids. And then I'll ask her, I see you all the time. And then she goes on to explain to me that she has children of her own. So I asked her tonight, are these your biological children? There's 3 children sitting next to you. I believe these are your biological children, but her children, she's also a special education teacher at the high school, and those are also her children, so it's always hard for me to tell whether she's talking about her own or her students because they're her children, and that's just how Erin is. Erin is always present. I ran into Erin another, 2 weeks ago before break, and it was cold outside, and I was like, where are you coming from? Because I was leaving here, and she's like, oh, I'm coming from the library. I was just tutoring some students at the library. And then she was walking back to the high school to go to the concert, but that's the dedication. And so to your family and to your children, thank you for giving of your mom and of your wife, because I know that she loves her profession and her calling so much that oftentimes the family sacrifice because of the job that educator does. So Erin, thank you for giving so much, and to your family that is here tonight, thank you for giving. And we just wanted to just say a special thank you, and thank you for loving our children and for knowing them by name, strength, and story. but not least tonight is Shannon Chick. So Shannon, I don't know how long you've been with us in Chelsea Public Schools, but I know it's a long time. I won't say the years, but you can see Shannon, guarantee you, at every high school concert, Memorial Day, Veterans Day. I don't know if you've had a Memorial Day or a Veterans Day off, Shannon, because you're always with the kids. Field trips, weekends, holidays, and I just want to say thank you for giving of your time, of your weekends, and doing it so, just giving. You're everywhere. You're in the kids, the orchestra, the concert band. This last concert sounded amazing. I don't know what you're doing with them, but I felt like I was at the Boston Pop Symphony. They were just outstanding, the quality, and if any of you went to the concert, you would be amazed at how they sounded, the music, the selections, but you give and you give. And for those of you that don't know, I don't know how many years, but Shannon did the substitute coordinating in the morning at Chelsea High School, which is quite a task. And I think you were up at 4:30 for many years. And she finally turned it over this last year. But the first email I would wake up to every morning for the first 5 years, except for during COVID, would be an email from Shannon regarding the CHS substitute schedule. So I wanted to say thank you for doing that too, because that was a huge monumental task, and you did it always. So we can't thank you enough for all that you do and give to the performing arts at Chelsea High School. So. So our next report, and thank you to all the families that have come out tonight. Our next report is our indicators of success. So Dr. Blake Canty.
Happy New Year, everyone. It gives me great pleasure and delight to share with you 3 of our data points for this evening. We will be looking at our students' attendance, our dropout rate, as well as our mobility rate. As I reflect on my practice this school year, I am so delighted to be a part of an organization that understands the importance of looking at data, consistently looking at data, using data to inform our practice. And for someone who has frequent other school committees, I am happy to share that Chelsea Public School is the only school committee that actually shares student data, which reminds me of the work we did last fall when we looked at the 8 characteristics of a highly effective school, and being data savvy was one of them. So thank you so much for being a part of my growth as I reflected on my practice. The first data that I would like to share out is our students' attendance, and this is in alignment with our priority 1 as we looked at making sure all of our students have access to rigorous and culturally relevant education every day. As you can see from grades kindergarten, pre-K, kindergarten, grades 1 through 8, our students are in the 90th or higher percentile. When you look at our 9th graders, they're in the 81 percentile. For 10th graders, it is the same, and there is a slight decrease in our 11th grade, and there is a slight increase with our 12th graders. As a district, cumulatively, 90% of our students are reporting to school every day. That is quite impressive. Thank you, parents, for sending your hearts to us every day. The second data point that I would like to highlight is our dropout rate. As of October 1st, we had 181,827 students. Thank you, that's the part I always miss. Of that number, the total number of students that dropped out were 45, which just brings us to 2.46%. The last data point is our mobility rate. At the ELC level for October, we had 10 students in and 11 out. That is a negative difference of 1. At the elementary level, we had 28 students in and 18 students out. That's a difference of 10. At the middle school, we had 14 students in, 10 students out, that's a difference of 4. At the high school level, we had 20 students in, 15 students out, that's the difference of 5. Cumulatively, for the month of December, we had 72 students in, 54 students out, that is a difference of 18. Thank you.
Great. So next we'll have our student rep update.
Good evening, Dr. Badum, Madam Chairwoman Hernandez, and school committee members. Happy New Year's, guys. We're going to talk about sports. So as we all know, the fall season has come to a thrilling end. We welcome the new winter sports for basketball for boys and girls, cheerleading, indoor track, and wrestling. We just had some recent games, one on December 20th with the girls varsity and junior varsity, and a meet for indoor track versus Malden. The next CHS boys basketball game will be held tomorrow, Friday, January 3rd at the Red Gym at CHS.
Good evening, Dr. Beta and Madam Chairwoman Hernandez, and to the student members, Happy New Year's. Regarding the drama club, they just finished up their Snow Angel play, which was a huge success. Many families came in to see the CHS students perform, and along with that success, they had their winter concert, which was as successful. And additionally, on December 19th, we had our parent-teacher conferences, which were an opportunity for teachers and parents to communicate their child's academic success and their performance in school, which was helpful for many parents.
Regarding the winter formal, the student council decided to postpone it due to some complications within the schedule. A lot of people weren't able to attend on the day that we were supposed to, which was supposed to be December 18th, but due we're deciding to do it January 25th, 2025. It's still La La Land themed, so we're super excited about that. We have all the decorations and everything, and we started like collaborating with the student council, the other meetings that we have done so far, and it's been a huge success so far. And we're gonna start selling tickets next week. And regarding the toy drive I did last month, I first wanted to thank everyone here because you guys really used your voice to advocate for something that was so adamant in my life about giving back to my community. I had a lot of toys donated to me by the school, by the students, by the teachers, just many other people. Even Sal Di Domenico donated an excessive amount of toys, which was super helpful. And yeah, seeing the toy, like I was able to go for the Toys and Tots donation center, and it's so brightening to see how much you can truly affect one's life through those just little actions that you take and little projects. And honestly, I'm so grateful that I was able to give back to my community.
Also, Chelsea High School will be hosting Saturday School now. It started December 14th, and it's an opportunity for students to catch up on any extra credits that they need to graduate or finish up any courses. It starts around 9 o'clock and finishes around 11. And it will be in room on the blue floor, and it will be in room 11205 and 11206.
So as everyone knows, we have gotten our application notices of if we were accepted or deferred or so on and so forth about colleges. And many students have heard good news. A lot of students, and I mean a lot of Chelsea High seniors, have been accepted to either full ride or partial full ride to whatever college they have hoped for. So that's a huge success in our learning system, and we can clearly see that our teachers and our resources have been very helpful for our senior year.
Also, National Honor Society just finished up their candy bag sales, which was a huge success. We were able to raise a lot of money, which will be going to scholarships that will be split among the NHS seniors. And I want to say thank you to a bunch of City Hall workers who were able to donate generous amounts of money and got their candy bags.
And tomorrow, Friday, January 3rd, there is a free Boston Landmarks Orchestra concert at Chelsea High in the Chelsea High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. The concert will include pieces by Mozart, Johann and Sebastian, Bach, and more. The concert will be approximately 70 minutes without intermission.
And then lastly, at Chelsea High School on January 16 at 2:45 p.m., they'll be holding a Know Your Rights session where immigrants are able to learn about information regarding what their legal rights are being in Chelsea, and it's just a great opportunity if it's necessary for anybody who's willing or wants to go. Thank you.
Okay. Excellent job. And I know this is your first time, so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to the next report, which is our enrollment, our personnel updates. We have hired, since our last report, 37.5% Caucasian, 37.5% Hispanic, and 25% Black, 0 Asian Pacific Islander. And then moving over to our enrollment report, we are pretty steady right now at 6,143 students. And I'd like to commend these two reports for the record, please. And that completes my update, although I do have one more. I'd like to introduce Billy Joe Turner. As many of you know, Ms. Lamboy's last day was December 31st, and we knew that Ms. Lamboy was leaving us, so we had a search process, and in the search process, we were fortunate to hire Ms. Billie Jo Turner. She's sitting right over here. So Ms. Turner has over 24-plus years of financial and operational management, including accounting, payroll, purchasing, human resources, grant management, transportation, food service, facilities, and risk management. She understands the fine balance between building relationships while ensuring accountability to effectively lead. Most recently, she was the Chief Financial Officer for Lowell Public Schools. She holds a BA from the University of Massachusetts Lowell in accounting and a master's in education from Cambridge College. Welcome, Billie. And that completes my report for tonight.
Okay, we'll move on to our subcommittee reports. I'd like to commend them to the record. If I could, a motion?
Second.
Okay. And we'll move on to new business. Our first item is consideration and action to accept $100,000 for fiscal year 2025 from DESE for the supporting student social, emotional learning, behavioral, and mental health and wellness competitive grant. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Valderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
And Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
In the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. Our next item is consideration and action to accept $3,000 for fiscal year 2025 from DESE for the Influence 100 grant. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Valderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
In the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. Next item is consideration and action to accept up to $50,000 from Department of Elementary and Secondary Education for the Teacher Diversification Grant for fiscal year 2025. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Valderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
In the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. Next item is consideration and action to accept $5,305.90 from the University of Massachusetts for the SNAP Outreach Plan for fiscal year 2025. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Valderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
And Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
In the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. Next item is consideration and action to accept $25,000 from the Chelsea High School Music Program for fiscal year 2024 through 2025 from DESE, provided through an earmarked award. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Valderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
In the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. Next item is consideration and action to accept a grant award in the amount of $10,000 from Global Partners for fiscal year 2024 through 2025. Roll call, please.
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Balderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
8 in the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. Next item is consideration and action to accept the recommendation of the school superintendent and amend the 2024-2025 school budget to increase funding from $140,307,816 to $140,624,848 and amend the program budget as identified in enclosure 7K. Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Balderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
8 in the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. Next item is consideration and action to approve a budget transfer of $440,000 to move funds from benefits, payroll adjustments, and insurance, Berkowitz Elementary School and Clark Avenue Middle School to Kelly Elementary School, District Administration, Instruction and Assessment, and Equity and Wellness for fiscal year 2024 to 2025. Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Balderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
In the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. Next item, consideration and action to authorize the district to enter into a house doctor agreement for architectural and engineering services for up to 5 years in length. Can I get a roll call?
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Mr. O'Regan?
Yes.
Ms. Enriquez?
Yes.
Ms. Cabral?
Yes.
Ms. Balderas?
Yes.
Dr. Neville?
Yes.
Ms. Cuevas Caraballo?
Yes.
Ms. Alfaro?
Yes.
That's 8 in the affirmative and 1 absent.
8 in the affirmative, 1 absent, motion carries. That's the end of our new business. And we'll move on to communications. Veronica, would you be able to read the letter from City Council Leo Robinson?
If there are no objections, I would like to make a motion to waive the reading.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
To waive the reading of the letter?
To waive the reading? Are there any objections to the waiving of the reading? Seeing no objections, we'll waive the reading of the letter. Thank you. Seeing nothing else, does anyone have any announcements that they would like to make at this moment?
I just want to celebrate Haitian Independence Day, which was January 1st, and celebrate our Haitian brothers and sisters within our community. I hope they had a wonderful celebration. Have some soup jumu. Thank you so much, and wishing y'all an amazing Independence Day.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Lottie?
Not so much of an announcement. I just have just a couple of comments. As a reminder, we do have several subcommittees throughout the month, and I would just like to invite everyone to just go onto our Chelsea Public School website and just review, just for refresher purposes, when the meetings do take place. That is the best time to just get acclimated to when certain conversations are going to take, more of a lengthier discussion, because whatever items we see on our monthly agendas, that's when these conversations are really taking place. These items don't just magically appear on these agendas. Most of these conversations are taking into account, of course, if there's any pressing subjects that you might have as our constituents. We want to hear them before they get to this table, whether it's via email, cell phones. We are very accessible
And we would like to know these situations before the subcommittees, before any type of item, so that we can have the candid conversation, so that we can make whatever best decisions. And chances are, most of the questions that you might already have already been asked in said subcommittees. So we, rest assured, especially when it comes to finances, have made most of the questions, because obviously they're big ticket items and we're here for the district. I've already mentioned, my children are Chelsea Public School students. I am a Chelsea Public School student myself, so very much pro-district. So we are in these seats to make the best informed decisions. So again, every information that we do have tends to be on our website. So if we could just please, especially at the beginning of the year, coming into budget season, if we could just keep the lines of communication open, we would love to hear from everyone. And I did see that the Chelsea Chamber of Commerce did put out, they're gonna be doing something, I believe on the 8th and I think on the 16th for potentially teens that are trying to start learning how to drive. And that information is on their website. So it's like a little, what is it, Kahoot or something like that? But kind of, it's a fun game. Apparently my kids love it. I'm not very good at that, so. But, you know, so our local partners and our city officials and everybody else, we're, you know, trying to get the city and the community engaged. So if everybody just, you know, pays attention to all, there's a lot of events. Sometimes it's conflicting schedules, but we try to do our best and see what we can make. So that's our bit. Happy New Year, everybody, and stay safe. So.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Yes, this is very true. Claudia actually took a comment that I was going to make. In our subcommittees, we have our bigger discussions where we go through the subjects that you see us discussing here and voting on here have already been discussed at the subcommittees that everyone is welcome to join in and listen to. You can't vote or any of those things, but you can definitely listen to the subcommittees and be a part of them. That's where all of our discussions take place, in our lengthier conversations. So by all means, don't think that we just vote here. This is the first time that we're hearing about these things. We've already had the discussions. But I'm wishing everybody a very happy new year. I'm looking forward to 2025 as a year that we're going to do great things in the city of Chelsea, along with the schools, especially in our hands. But I look forward to what's coming in our futures for this year and for our students. And I can't wait to hear all the events that are happening at the high school. It's always fun to hear everything that's going on. And I'm so happy to hear that so many kids have already received their responses from colleges and they're being accepted. That's such an amazing time. And a very anxiety-wearing time also. But thank you very much. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you very much.